I was just a janitor. That's what the world saw when they looked at me. Old Boots mop handle name tag stitched a little crooked. I cleaned offices where billion-dollar deals were made and no one ever noticed, unless the coffee ran out or the floor squeaked. That night, I wasn't supposed to be in her office. Nobody was. Midnight silence. Chicago skyline outside the glass. And there I was, standing in front of Alexandra Grayson's desk, holding a file that could have erased her entire legacy. And I said it before I even thought to stop myself. I said, "This file could end you." She didn't blink, just turned slowly, heels tapping like gunshots on marble. She looked at me like I was dirt on her floor. "What did you just say to me?" Ice in her voice. No panic, just power. I placed the file back gently, almost respectfully, like it was a loaded weapon. "This document, it waives corporate protection in case of a fatality. Clause 8.7b. If you sign it and something goes wrong, they'll hang it on you. Personally." She snatched the folder, flipped it open, skimmed the page, and for a second, just a flicker, her eyes twitched. "This is a standard authorization draft," she snapped. "You have no business reading it." "Then someone left it in the wrong place," I said, calm as ever. She squinted. "And you'd know that how I tap the mop beside me. I clean your floors. But I used to review legal compliance contracts for companies just like this before I learned they fall faster than they rise." Now she was rattled. "Just a bit." "You're not just a janitor," she said. I shook my head. "No, ma'am. I am a janitor. But that file in your hands, that's a setup." She didn't say anything, just stared at the folder. I saw it. Her chest tightened. Her mouth held its line, but her grip shifted like the weight had suddenly changed. "You read it. I've read too many like it. That clause. It's a landmine." She slammed it shut. "You don't get to lecture me." "No," I said, "but someone should have." I turned and left. No point in arguing with people in glass towers. They never hear you unless you're the one breaking the glass. But that night, she didn't sleep. I know because 2 floors up her light stayed on until dawn. She sat in that corner office alone with a contract someone wanted her to sign blind. She tried calling her legal chief voicemail, tried pulling the digital logs, nothing. That file. It wasn't supposed to exist, and yet it was sitting right there on her desk, waiting, with her name already on the top. That's when she looked me up, saw the name Grady Eastman, night janitor, Clean Work Services. No red flags, no past. But my eyes, she remembered them. The way I said it. Not like a threat, like a warning from someone who'd already seen the fire burn. The truth I had. My daughter Lila, 8 years old, smart as a whip, heart like sunshine, but lungs like paper. She was almost part of the Halcyon trial 3 years ago. Some smooth-talking doctor called it compassionate protocol. I walked out before he could finish. Months later, 2 kids died from seizures. Trial pulled. FDA slapped warnings on every bottle. I thought it was gone. Until that file. They'd renamed the drug, rebranded, repackaged. But it was the same poison in a prettier box. And Alexandra. She was about to sign her name on the dotted line, making her the fall girl if it all went wrong. I should have walked away. Lord knows I've done that before. But I saw the name. I saw what was at stake. And for the first time, she saw it too. Next morning, she called me into her office. I thought she'd fire me. She didn't. "You used legal phrasing. Clause 14b, civil indemnity under federal jurisdiction. That's not janitor talk," she said. I shrugged. "It's the language of someone who used to write those clauses. Who are you?" "Someone who knows what it looks like when a company tries to bury the truth in a footnote." She didn't argue. Instead, she sat me down. Together, we started pulling threads. We found access logs, metadata trails, contracts quietly altered by her executive assistant, safety reports ghostwritten, one patient already dead file marked resolved. No signature, no audit, Just silence. And then the text came. 10 words. Speak and your daughter stops breathing. Stay clean, janitor. I didn't sleep that night. I sat by Lila's bed, watched her chest rise and fall, wondered if this was the night the silence would win. I looked at that pill bottle, just 2 doses left. And I promised her I'd fight this, even if it broke me. Next morning, Alexandra met me at a diner in a hoodie and jeans. No guards, no makeup, just eyes wide open. They threatened you, she said. They already had. And from that moment on, she wasn't a CEO anymore. She was a mother in waiting. She was someone who understood that behind every statistic, there's a child like mine. We gathered every file, photographed every lie, sent everything to the FDA, to watchdog groups, to journalists. We didn't just blow the whistle, we detonated it. 3 days later, the whole world knew. They heard the audio. A board member laughing. She's just a janitor's kid. If she dies, it's a line item. That line broke the internet. It also broke something in Alexandra, because she walked into the boardroom, dropped the leaked documents on the table and said, "You want someone to blame? I suggest you start with the man who forged my signature." Then she resigned. But not before launching something better, the Hausian Foundation. Real medicine. No profit, no poison, just care. She hired me to run patient advocacy. I said, "I'm a janitor." She said, "You're a father who saved more lives than every man in that boardroom combined." 3 months later, Lila stood on her own for the first time. Braces off, smiling wide. She walked to a podium, shook like a leaf, and said, "My dad saved me, because he cared enough to read something nobody else did. That file, the one they tried to bury, it's framed now, mounted on the wall at the Foundation's headquarters, right under a plaque that reads, "Sometimes the mop sees what the microscope misses." So, what do you think? Is it ever just a janitor? Or are we all just one unsigned file away from the truth? Drop your thoughts in the comments, especially if you've ever been underestimated, overlooked, or told to stay in your place. Because the world doesn't need more heroes in capes. It needs people who do the right thing when no one's watching. Like, share, and subscribe if this story hit home. And tell us, who are you fighting for?